Hello guys, welcome to another video on the CSA Forex channel. And yesterday we talked about this Euro USD currency pair. And of course, this was obviously before the FOMC that we had come out yesterday during the New York session, right? Now, if you watched the video or you didn't, you could always go back and watch it. And you'll see that we talked about this area here from yesterday as an important area. I was actually short around here as well myself. And then, of course, I was taken out by this massive candle from the FOMC statement. Now, mind you, for the statement, the news release from the forest factory, it remained unchanged at 4.25. If you look over here, it remained unchanged at 4.25% for the USD. And of course, no matter what, it was still going to be high impact either way. So our bias for the market for yesterday, if you remember, I was short biased as a city trader at this point in time, right? When we did the video, we're somewhere around here. So I was short bias and I got a little profit just about here before it went back and it took me out of somewhere above here. And of course, you can see someone could have easily even gotten affected by slippage based on the high impact news here, the volatility that was caused by the FOMC. But if you remember yesterday as well, we also said something that you trying to get in around here would be you going against the current trend because we said the market had already moved about 160 pips to the upside, right? 160 pips to the upside. And of course, even with this, we had an extra probably about 30 to 40 pips. So total about 200 pips on the Euro USD, approximately thereabout. But we said if you want to go with the trend, we should be looking forward to buy positions here. We said something yesterday where a lot of traders all over the world would have pending orders waiting at this area, hoping for price to come back. As you can see what is happening here, to come back. And well, just to say this, if we had survived this crazy move, this would have been like TP1 or whatever, the TP2, TP3, depending on how you would have loved to have, held it longer. Well, here is a very, very crucial area because one thing we always need to pay attention to, first things first, is the area of interest. The area of interest is going to help us with the directional bias based on price moving away from there or price moving towards that area, right? And then we had the reaction. So we're waiting for price to get to this area and then react. It could react and then bounce, or it could react and then use this as a flip zone where the other side acts as a resistance and goes further down. Today is Thursday, and if you check the calendar, we only have for USD, that is, we have the unemployment claims, right? If I'm not mistaken, we have just the unemployment claims coming out later today. As you can see, for the USD, high impact news unemployment claims. Now, I'm not sure how much of volatility is going to be introduced into the market based on this high impact news. But one thing I can tell you is that the market should react to this area here, right? The reaction will now depend on how much orders are waiting there in order to take it back up. For me, I'm not interested in buying. I'm not also interested in selling. I'm not interested in doing anything today. My main target was a sell around here, right? My main target was a sell around here, take it back down to this point here. And it has already done this thing where it took me out here. But of course, that is the market. We always tend to have losses. But with that said, I'm just going to be watching the market from here and then I'll look for fresh opportunities come next week. Don't forget the year is gradually rounding up. And if you want to understand the market better, just pay attention to price. You honestly don't have to have so many indicators on your charts. You don't need too many lines on your chart. Most times I just prefer my horizontal lines. That helps me for, remember yesterday I also said horizontal lines, support, resistance, supply, demand, and so on, based on highs and also lows. You could also call it peaks and valleys or whatever you want to call it. And of course, it's all based on price behavior, price movement, and of course, price is king. So going into next week, I would like to see uh possible push higher, right? Back to the highs here, if not back to these highs over here. But I would like to see how the market plays out right from Monday next week, and then we'll know whether we're going to be looking for long positions or whether it's going to drop further down back into this range and even drop lower. One thing I would always say is keep an eye on the DXY, the USD index, very, very important. It helps to identify directional bias. If you check the DXY now as we speak, it's at the lows of this year. So it's going back to test the lows of this year. Now, with that said, are we going to break the lows of the DXY, or is that going to be a support area? Is it going to act as a support, a demand zone, and then price pushes up? If that is the case, then all things being equal, we should see the Euro USD drop, right? But let us wait till next week. I'm not really interested in Euro USD anymore. And if you would like us to do any analysis on any instrument of choice, it could be Bitcoin, it could be gold, or whatever cryptos, commodities, stocks, whatever the case might be, let us know, and then we'll pull up a chart and then do that together. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, for paying attention, and for watching the video, right? So watch the video to the end. You have questions, feel free to ask. And of course, if you need any assistance whatsoever, send a message and I'll get back to you in good time. Okay, guys, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the week and trade safely. Cheers.